What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Ask Ryan. Today, I've got Jaspreet Singh from the Minority Mindset. We're going to answer all of your top questions from Instagram. So if you want to be featured on the next episode, make sure you go follow me on Instagram and submit your questions. Let's jump into it. You ready, dude?
Let's do it, man.
All right. All right, Jaspreet, first question, man. How many hours did you commit to your business when you first started?
Oh, my God. When I was first starting in college, I was working 20 hours a day. If I slept 4 hours, it was a good night. So I was in college, going to school full time, running an event planning company. And man, I was working before class, after class, Friday nights. I was hosting parties at the party till middle of the night. I'd get home at 4 a.m. and then I got to be up early the next morning, be at a wedding because I'm working at a wedding all days Saturday. So when I started, I was working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. There was no weekends or days off. Now, I still work a lot, but nowhere near that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, for me, my first job was as a realtor, but my main job was playing professional baseball. And so like in the pro baseball world, like you go travel for 6 months out of the year and you're just doing that 100% of your time. And so for me to be a successful realtor or figure out that business, I had to just do it like only during my free time, sitting in the clubhouse, chilling, whatever. But I would say as I transitioned to my other businesses like couch flipping, it was like an all-day thing, even though I wasn't, for me anyways, I didn't feel like I was working. Like I was always on this phone.
I agree.
Looking at the next deal, like trying to find the next couch and then making offers. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I was working 24 hours, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah. When you like what you're doing, you're working all the time because you don't even feel like you're working.
Yeah. Cool. All right, here's a good question because I know you used to wholesale a little bit. What's better, wholesale or Airbnb, and the fastest way to make money?
Well, I've never done Airbnb. I've had a lot of friends tell me to do Airbnb, but if you want a faster way to make money, so when I started wholesaling, I was 22, I think, 21 or 22. I took a class. I paid $3,500 to learn how to wholesale, and this was in August. September, October, November, December, I had 0 deals, and I was working pretty hard to get a deal. January, I closed my first deal and my second deal. And my first deal, I walked away with 10 grand. And my second deal, I walked away with 7,500 grand. And then after that, like February was a great month. March was a great month. So, I mean,
dude, you were doing good.
I was doing really good. I was making at least 5 figures a month wholesaling. But it took me 4 months to get my first sale.
Yeah, but still, dude, I mean.
No, it was great. I'm not saying it was bad.
You were doing great. And 22?
I was, 21, 22. I was like, I'm going to get a Beamer. Thank God I did not buy the Beamer then. But it took me that long to get sales and wholesale. Maybe it can be faster for somebody, maybe a bit longer. But I was hustling. I was working pretty hard to get those deals. I have no idea how long it takes to make your money back in Airbnb. I've never done it.
Yeah. I mean, why did you stop wholesaling?
Well, I got kind of paranoid because, I was a real estate agent as well. Yeah. And I was like, man, what happens if I get sued for something? Because if I'm a real estate agent, I have insurance under that. So if I get sued as an agent, my broker will protect me. As a wholesaler, I'm all on my own. And I didn't know what would happen if I did something wrong, if I screwed up.
Yeah.
And my attorney was also kind of telling me that. So I looked for insurance. I couldn't get insurance. So that was the first issue. The second issue was, for me, it wasn't scalable. I was making great money. I was making really good money for a young kid. But the problem was I realized that I had the same issue with my wholesaling that I did with my event planning company. If I wasn't working, I wasn't making money.
Right.
So I needed something scalable, and it didn't provide me with that scalability where I couldn't build a business of just, maybe I could have, but I didn't see the opportunity there of just scaling this wholesaling business the way that I wanted to build a business. So it didn't have the scalability option that I was looking for.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I think with most businesses, especially real estate, people think, oh, I have to do everything. I have to go on all the appointments. I have to manage the construction, or I have to actually do the construction, And I think when you're 22, you just don't really know what you can do. And so I totally see how that happened. I think for anyone watching, you guys know you can scale it. It just comes with hiring people and just like any other business, right? But as far as Airbnb versus wholesale, making money quick is always going to be wholesale. Like there's no doubt about it. But with Airbnb, you get to hold the property. You get all the long-term benefits like depreciation, appreciation, cash flow. So, for me, if you've got a good property that you think you can Airbnb and, your market allows you to Airbnb, that's the key, because like in Vegas, Airbnb is really tough to do. And that's why I don't have any out here because of just all the legal stuff. But assuming your market allows it, assuming you got a good deal and you're willing to put in the work, Airbnb is going to make you more money in the long run. All right, man. I know you're into crypto. I'm dabbling a little bit, but somebody said thoughts on Olympus and Wonderland.
You know,
I don't know. I've never heard of those ones, man. I'm just a Bitcoin, Ethereum guy.
Yeah, you know, I'm in crypto. I'm in some of the bigger coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the smaller ones, but nothing. I've heard of Olympus because my buddy, this guy, I mean, he's looking for a way to get rich. And Olympus, from what I remember, I think it's OHM.
Yeah.
And they have this like crazy interest rate where they're paying you like 7,000% a year. And
it seems legit.
Yeah. I mean, if I put my money in and I keep it in there for like, 6 months, I've already made my money back 5 times over. So what can go wrong? So for me, I don't put my money into these type of speculative stuff. I mean, it's way too risky for me. Anything with that type of potential returns doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah, no, dude. I've seen a lot of these cryptos that are offering these crazy APYs, and it's funny because I bought one called Bunny back in the day, and dude, I was getting paid in like bunnies, and it was just I was making money.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I sold it. When my buddy told me to, he was like, "Dude, you need to sell right now." So I did, and I made good money. It went all the way from like $450 for one bunny to like $2.
Oh my God.
It just like tanked like crazy. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be getting any of these crazy return coins.
I don't do any of that. I invest my money where I invested, and then in crypto. I believe in crypto, but I invest my money into things that I understand.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, I think this question is for me. How often do you get your hair cut? Guys, every Monday, 9:30 a.m., my barber is knocking on my door, and he's like, dude, it's time. You got to film. So I get mine every Monday, dude.
Oh, nice. For me, it's a once, never. I've never cut my hair.
Really?
Never.
Like your entire life?
My entire life, I don't cut my hair.
Wow.
Yeah, it's part of my religion, the Sikh religion, the faith. We don't cut our hair.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
has it fallen out at all, or like?
I mean, when I comb my hair, when I wash my hair, you see some hair fall out, but compared to my friends who are also in the same religion, apparently I have a really good head of hair. So very luscious, kind of like yours. You just can't see it.
Yeah, I think we have two different perspectives then. The guy who gets his hair cut probably more than anybody, and the guy who doesn't do it at all.
Exactly. My hair goes down to my hips.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, here's a good one. I know you got a bunch of rentals. Did you manage the properties yourself in the beginning?
I never tried to manage my property myself. I always had a property manager. But when I was first getting started, my property manager sucked, and they were really, really bad. The first one was actually a scam. So I was indirectly managing the property because the tenants had my number. You love Craigslist. I found the tenant off Craigslist myself because I couldn't wait. So they had my number, and they were calling me all the time when they were. This lady was cutting cucumbers on the countertop directly. She cut the cucumber and the countertop, and then she started calling me saying, the countertop's broken. You need to give me a new countertop because there was a scratch that big on it. So she was calling me, and so I never tried to manage my properties myself. In the beginning, it kind of was because my management companies sucked, but I never managed myself.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. For me, when I bought my first rental, I didn't want to manage it myself. Never did. And I bought some that were out of state. I bought some here locally in Vegas. But I just realized, dude, it was never worth my time, nor did I want to talk to tenants. Like, at the end of the day, what's the property manager making? Like $100 a month max to like not deal with this and to also do it the right way.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what we're doing as managers.
Exactly.
And I will say I did manage my first Airbnb I ever bought. That's, I just wanted to get the hang of what Airbnb was. And eventually I ended up training a manager to do it for me. And it's been great. But, at this point, man, we own over 360 units. So for me to manage it anyway would be impossible.
Either want to be paid as a manager or be paid as the owner, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be paid as the manager.
I'm with you on that, man. Do you like pistachio?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, pistachio's great.
Oh, yeah. Have you had pistachio ice cream?
That's what I assume we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Indian ice cream. There's an Indian ice cream called kulfi. The best flavor is pistachio.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So that's like the brand of the ice cream.
There's the flavor. So kulfi is a type of ice cream. It's kind of like Indian ice cream.
Okay.
And then pistachio is one of the most popular flavors.
Oh, I got to try that, dude. I love Indian food and I love pistachio. But I'll eat normal pistachios too. But we were on the same page with it being ice cream. That's the best way to eat it. All right, Jaspreet, here's a good question for you because I already had you on the Ryan Pineda Show podcast.
Yeah.
And guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you go do that so you can watch the full episode that him and I did. But you talked about all these businesses you had in college. And one of the questions is, what businesses can you start while in college?
Oh my God, there are so many. When I was in college, first I started an event planning company where you can work with a club, restaurant, venue, bar, and tell them to host a party there. And some of them are going to let you do it with no money. They're just going to want a percentage of the revenue you generate cover. So that's a easy way you can start. I had a t-shirt company. Essentially, it was like drop shipping t-shirts before drop shipping was a thing. So I would get orders from every single club. Like, there's student clubs on campus. Tell them that you have a t-shirt company because like each college campus has like those t-shirt companies and they rip you off. So I was like, just buy them through me and I'll sell it for you for a cheaper price than what the college t-shirt company is charging you. And I'm just going to go buy it somewhere else online that was a whole lot cheaper. And then, there's so many side hustles you can do. You're like the side hustle king, man. There's so many different things you can do.
Yeah, man. Well, I salute you because you did just like these random businesses where you saw a need. You were like, hey, I think that I could do this because everyone wants to, so I'm going to provide the service. For me, man, I think anybody can do any of these big side hustles we talk about a lot. You could flip couches. You could wholesale real estate. We already talked about that. You were 22 years old, right? Like,
I was a real estate agent when I was 19 or 20.
Yeah.
I was in college.
Yeah. I got licensed as a realtor when I was 21. So
Yeah.
I totally think you can go sell houses. You can go wholesale houses, flip couches. The list goes on and on. Like I've met so many kids in college that are doing school full time and they're now making 6 figures a year while going to school.
Yeah, man. I paid for my college education, my law school, just from my businesses.
It's crazy, dude.
It doesn't matter if you're in college or not college. The opportunities don't change.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many opportunities in today's world. Heck, you could go be a YouTuber, man. You can be a TikToker and, you're out of college, man.
I know, seriously.
What are your thoughts on NFTs? Do you own any? Plan to own any?
I don't own NFTs, but I believe in the opportunity with NFTs. I don't buy them, but I invest in them. And so the way I do that is NFTs, a lot of them are built on top of the Ethereum platform, blockchain. And so, when you build an NFT, it pulls some Ethereum out. So I invest in Ethereum because I want to invest in the infrastructure, but I don't want to own the NFT. I don't like the idea of owning art. Physically, I'm not going to like owning it digitally.
You're just not an art guy,
I'm not
period.
an art guy.
Yeah. So for me, I don't currently own any NFTs, but I've been researching it heavily. I've been seeing like what these guys are selling them for. I'm watching what the crypto punks are doing and the Bored Apes, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then I see Gary V, do VFriends, and I really like what he's doing with, giving access to his events and different cool things. And I could totally see myself creating an NFT and giving real world access to all the things I already do.
Yeah.
But now they get an NFT with it.
Yeah.
And so I think it could be a really good win-win for everybody where it's like, yeah, I'm going to sell this stuff anyway. I might as well give people an NFT that also has value.
So you'd be an investor in NFTs.
Yeah.
You own the NFT, the investment of it.
Well, yeah, because I think I can control it better. Like at least I know if I sell NFTs, I know I'm going to make money. Like versus if I buy an NFT, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, if you guys would buy the NFT, let me know in the comments below, and it may come to life sooner than we think. All right, we got a good question about content creation. What amount of money should I dictate towards content creation?
Good question. When I started making YouTube videos, I think I spent a total of, it was less than $100 to get started. I bought a $25 tripod and a $25 light off of Amazon. It was right around $50, but let's just say 100. And I was making videos off of my iPhone. No audio mic, no fancy camera, no fancy editing equipment, no nothing. I was just making videos and talking in front of an iPhone.
Right.
Do not spend money on your content until you're making money, man. Like, come on. Like, it's just like a business. Don't blow money. When you have too much money is a disease. If you have too much money,
fat.
You get fat. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you just start throwing money at the problem, they think that, the reason people are not watching my stuff is because I'm not spending enough money on it. That's complete crap.
Yeah.
Work on the content first. Once your content's good, you can invest more. Now
Yeah.
we invest a whole lot more in our content because, we're generating revenue. We have more than a million subscribers. So, we can reinvest some of that back into the content. But when I started, it was a hobby. It kills me when I see people say, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I need $5,000 to go and buy equipment. You have an iPhone.
Yeah.
The iPhone 13.
Yeah. That thing is pretty strong, man.
Are you serious? Come on.
Yeah. I'll tell people all the time, like, yeah, I kind of started, investing a little bit when I got YouTube. I was like, all right, I'm going to spend about $2,000-$3,000 buying equipment. But I was already established. Like, I had made money from business. Like, to drop that was nothing for what I wanted to do. But before that, I was making content, like you said, on my iPhone. Yeah. Like, I was filming videos for Facebook. Just like literally, I didn't know how to edit. I would just film it right here, and it was one take. Yeah. And I would just post it on Facebook, and whatever happened, happened. And
exactly.
It made me money. Like, it helped my business. And, eventually I realized, like, okay, let me reinvest into my channel and my content. And, now we spend all this money on the set. We spend a ton every single month, but it's because we're making money.
Yeah.
I can justify the ROI.
Exactly. Make the money first, then reinvest it.
Exactly. What are your thoughts on tax the rich? Personally, I don't believe in it. Hey, I didn't say that. That's what the question said.
Well, I mean, I don't like paying taxes.
Right.
Do you?
No. I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Like, the issue, everyone says the rich need to pay more in taxes. I think the better question you should be asking is, how do you pay less in taxes? Instead of trying to tax someone more, you pay less, because, the question is the government going to do better with your money, or are you going to do better with your money? And, last year, it's very big for me to give back. It's big in my culture. It's big in my religion to give back. Last year we did a kind of a decent sized giveaway. We went to a school supply store, a local one, and we bought out a big chunk of the store, almost like kind of what Mr. Beast does. We were inspired by him. And so we bought out a big chunk of the store, cost us thousands of dollars. We took that stuff and gave it away to an underserved school in Detroit because the government wasn't funding them enough. Detroit schools are horrible. And so we gave them the stuff. And then I asked them, how many teachers and administrators do you have? And I gave every single teacher and administrator in that public school $500 each. That way they can now have money to go out and invest in their students. Then I went out and made another $10,000 donation to another organization that we were, big supporters of. And then we went around the streets of Detroit, asked people money questions. I gave everybody $200 just for doing that. Now, I think that private entrepreneurs, citizens, the more money you have, if you were going to give the money, more of the money is going to get into the hands of people who need it than if the government does. Because when the government collects a tax dollar, a few pennies of that are going to actually end up into a person's hands, because you have all the layers of bureaucracy, all the layers of fat. So that's the issue that I have with it. Now, talking about tax the rich, sure. Should they be paying taxes? Yes. Should they be doing it, paying legal taxes? Yes. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is the people that do the most tax cheating are not the rich. It's the middle class and the poor. Because you're 30 years old and you do $10,000 a year in side hustles and you get paid in cash, you're not paying taxes on that.
No.
If you're making $10 million a year and you're cheating, you're high profile.
Well, you're also going to jail.
And you're going to jail. And now people are looking at you.
Right.
Right.
You're a target.
If you're making 50 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand,
nobody cares.
No one cares. But if you're making millions and millions, you're not going to do the illegal stuff. You're going to pay to do it legally, because that's what the IRS code is, a rule book. And so for the rich and the wealthy, what they're doing is they're paying their accountants and their attorneys to find the legal loopholes. They're using the rule book to figure out, what do I do legally to not pay taxes? So they're not doing it illegally. That's what the rule book says. So what you should be trying to do is saying, instead of trying to count somebody else's money, say, how can I figure out how to use this rule book to my advantage? That way you can build your wealth. And if you want to give back, do it. The more money you have, the more you can give.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I agree with you, man. I'm trying to not pay I'm trying to pay as little as tax as possible. And that was part of the reason I started my company, TrueBooks. We just realized that, man, there are certain accountants who get it and there are certain who don't. And at the end of the day, everyone's got their own worldview of what they think things should be. And so I remember one of my accountants thought I should be paying more. And I was like, bro, you're supposed to be my guy.
Oh my God.
You work for me.
Really?
And he was kind of letting his political views get into it. And I was just like, dude, I'm able to legally write these things off. And he's like, I'm not going to do it. And I'm just like,
wow.
All right, well, I need to start my own thing because this is ridiculous. And
if you want to pay more taxes, you can always just go to the IRS website, the government website, and donate it.
You just donate to the IRS.
It's there. They have that option on their page. You can just give more money in taxes. It's an option. So
yeah, don't give me the refund. I'll just pay more. It's all good.
If you want to pay more, you can.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, and I'll just say too, as you said, it comes with educating yourself, and like they're not even loopholes. They're just rules that some people choose to use and other people either choose to not learn or choose to, in my ex-accountant's case, just not follow because for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a rule book, and you need to know how to play the rules.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, if you want to figure out how to not pay taxes, definitely go check out truebookcpa.com. We'll give you a consultation, help you figure out what you actually qualify for so you don't have to do that. And also, if you got value out of this video, make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.